Hi there, folks, and welcome back to Illustrating Edibles. Wow, it's been a little bit over a year since I first started my channel. Haven't done as many illustrations as I'd like, but it's been a fun journey so far, and I'm looking forward to making more as the years go on. Today we are looking at the tree juniper, or the juniperus. Some nations cooked juniper berries into a mush and dried them in cakes for winter use. The berries were also dried whole and ground into meal for making mush and cakes. Small pieces of the bitter bark or a few berries were chewed in times of famine to suppress hunger. Dried, roasted juniper berries were ground and used as a coffee substitute. Teas were occasionally made from the stems, leaves, and/or berries, but they were usually used as medicines rather than beverages. Juniper berries are well known for their use as a flavoring for gin, beer, and other alcoholic drinks. Tricky Marys can be made by soaking juniper berries in tomato juice for a few days, and then following your usual recipe for Bloody Marys, but omitting the gin. The taste is identical, and the drink is non-alcoholic. Juniper berry tea has been used to aid digestion, stimulate appetite, relieve colic and water retention, treat diarrhea and heart, lung, and kidney problems, prevent pregnancy, stop bleeding, reduce swelling and inflammation, and calm hyperactivity. Juniper berries were chewed to relieve cold symptoms, settle upset stomachs, and increase appetite. Tea made from the branches and cones was used to treat fevers, colds, coughs, and pneumonia. This tea was also heated to soak arthritic and rheumatic joints, or it was mixed with a bit of turpentine and applied as a liniment. Oil of juniper, diluted with less irritating oils, was often used in liniments. It is still found in some patent medicines. Juniper berries were sometimes dried on strings, smoked over a greasy fire, and polished to make shiny black beads for necklaces. Some nations scattered berries to be used for necklaces on anthills. The ants would eat out the sweet center, leaving a convenient hole for stringing. The durable wood of Rocky Mountain juniper was used in lance shafts, bows, and other items. It was admired for its dark red, seemingly dyed-in-blood color. Today, this attractive plant is often grown as an ornamental. Juniper branches were sometimes boiled to produce an anti-dandruff hair rinse. The bark, berries, and needles produced a brown dye, using ash from burnt needles as a mordant. Warning: large and/or frequent doses of juniper can result in convulsions, kidney failure, and irritated digestive tract. People with kidney problems and pregnant women should never take any part of a juniper internally. Juniper oil can cause blistering. This is a coniferous evergreen shrub or small tree to 20 meters tall with opposite rows of small scale-like leaves. The fruits are small, 5 to 9 millimeters wide, bluish-purple to bluish-green berries produced from May to June on female plants only and maturing the following year. For the Rocky Mountain juniper, it is an erect shrub or small tree that grows to 15 meters tall. Young leaves often 5 to 7 millimeters long and needle-like, but mature leaves tiny and scale-like. It grows on dry, rocky ridges, open foothills, and bluffs from BC to southern Saskatchewan. These junipers growing in southwestern BC and Puget Sounds have recently been recognized as separate species. This is definitely a different style than normal. I found with a lot of, not plain, I don't like to call plants plain, but a lot of sort of uniform looking plants. So the juniper tree is just a shrub. I've kind of liked adding this more sort of sketchy illustrated style just to add some more interest and intrigue to the plant. And they're really fun to do because you're just kind of going with what looks okay, and you see I made some sketches. This is actually for 2 sketches that I'm giving away as gifts for an old colleague of mine. hopefully he likes it. And this style is just really fun. I try not to worry too much about it. It's just an expression of color and lines, and just really fun to do. And usually it ends up looking pretty good. You know, you're your own worst critic, so sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish I had done this or that, but more often than not, I really enjoy this style for just how fun it is to do and how it ends up looking in the end. Just a really cool abstract plant. Well, and that's it for the juniper tree. Oh, it's in the cedar family, by the way. Didn't mention that before. But thanks for coming back to Illustrating Edibles. I hope you're all doing well during this time. And take care.